there, it's none of my business, I know, but I couldn't help but notice, looks like psychosis. Life on relationship road, what's going on over there? It's none of my business, I know, but I couldn't help but notice, looks like psychosis. We live on relationship road.
Dan is sitting in his back garden at number 4 Relationship Road when he sees Alice next door. She doesn't seem to be looking at her plants or anything in particular, but just kind of aimlessly wandering around. Dan thinks of calling out to her for a chat over the fence, but he doesn't want to intrude on her daydreaming. A little later he sees Peter and he calls out to him for a chat. "How are things going for you, Peter?" he asks with genuine interest. Peter and Dan have been neighbours for many years and friends, and have shared many a chat in the garden. "Oh, we're doing okay," says Peter, but Dan notices that Peter looks rather troubled. "Everything all right with Kathy and the girls?" inquires Dan about Peter's daughter and family. "They're fine, thanks, Dan," answers Peter, cheering up a bit. "Kathy calls us every other day and we Skype the girls once a week. It's marvellous what technology can do. We had never heard of Skype before this pandemic." "Well, that's great that you can still have contact with them, isn't it?" However, Dan notices that Peter has started to look troubled again and decides to risk another question. "Everything all right with Alice?" he inquires. Peter looks more worried now. "Is something wrong, Peter?" asks Dan quietly. "I'm a bit worried about her actually," says Peter. "But I'm probably overthinking things," he says without conviction. "What's the matter?" asks Dan sympathetically. "What do you think is wrong with her? Has she eaten something that isn't gluten-free? She should be fine once her stomach settles down again. You know how painful that can be for her." He hesitates as he realises that he has got it wrong. "Sorry, Peter," he says. "What is worrying you about her?" Peter tells Dan how odd it has been lately with Alice not being able to follow TV programmes, even her favourite soap opera, and how she seems to be forgetting things and repeating herself. He tells Dan that these things have been happening for some time, but these past few weeks it seems to have got a lot worse. "Have you contacted the doctor?" asks Dan. "Have you told Kathy?" "No," replies Peter. "I don't want to bother anyone. I hoped it was just stress. You know how worked up she can get over small changes. I just kind of hoped that she would get better. But today she couldn't remember what we had for breakfast. I'm really worried now." "Look, it's not for me to tell you what to do, but I think it would be a good idea to contact the doctor tomorrow. Maybe there is something they can do to stop this from getting any worse, and at least you can find out exactly what is going on. From what you say, it's been getting worse, so I don't think you should leave it any longer." Peter agrees, and he seems happier to have been able to discuss with his friend what to do. Thank heavens for good neighbours and good friends, he thinks to himself. He hasn't been able to make a decision up until now. He is still worried about raising the issue with Alice, as he doesn't know whether she realises or not what is happening to her. "Oh well," he thinks, "I will just have to face discussing it with her. But first of all I will make the appointment with the doctor." And he goes inside to make the call. In number 1, Sally is just closing her laptop. She has been buying a book that Mary recommended to her ages ago called Road to a Better Relationship, but at the time she hadn't really thought any more about it. Why would she want to read that? It was all right for Marissa, who had experienced a relationship breakdown, but Sally didn't need to read it. or so she thought at the time. However, things have changed. Since she opened the text from her old client Martin, she has started to give a lot more thought to her relationship with her husband Colin. She remembers the moment that she stood in the garden with butterflies in her stomach and with trembling hands as she opened the text. It read, "Hi Sally, I hope you're keeping well. I have a good friend who is having an extension built onto her ground floor, and she is looking for an interior designer. Is it okay to give her your number to contact you? Her name is Sarah. Regards, Martin J." Sally had read the message with a mixture of relief and a little bit of disappointment. She also felt a complete fool. She had replied straight away saying of course it would be fine. This started Sally thinking about what a lucky escape she had just had. What was the matter with her? Her mind went into overdrive, thinking things like, why was I even tempted? Why did it excite me? And if I was excited, why was I also relieved that it was just a harmless text? It's not as though I even really like Martin that much. He's far too flashy, and his overconfidence is actually a bit irritating after a while. It's strange that I found him a bit exciting and charming when I first met him. It's as though the clouds have finally parted and I see him for what he really is. Just what's going on? All these thoughts fly rapidly into her head until she can't think straight at all. Several days later, Sally has come to the conclusion that this is some kind of midlife crisis. She is also aware that she has been waiting for Colin to do something to make their lives more exciting. Fortunately, she has enough insight to realise that this is a ridiculous thing to think, and knows that she could easily bring about some changes herself. Why was she waiting for him to do something about their relationship, when for him, maybe it was all just grand? This was the moment when she remembered the book that Mary had told her about, Road to a Better Relationship, and she had taken a look online and got some useful ideas from it. Sally knows that she had a lucky escape, and she also realises how much she really loves Colin. She decides that she will make tonight special. Why not? Every day of late has been much the same as the day before, so perhaps now is a good time to make some changes. She begins to plan a lovely meal for them both to enjoy, followed by who knows what. But whatever they both decide, she knows she will enjoy it. Sally is going all out to ensure that her marriage is not just reliable, but exciting and absolutely rock solid. She is now grateful for what happened to her and realises that it was just the wake-up call she needed. This is an issue she has put on the long finger for far too long, and what better time to address it than during this lockdown? I wonder if Colin has got a bit tired with the same old, she wonders. Maybe he has, or maybe not. He has always seemed to be more content than me, even over his job, whereas I'm always looking for something new. Perhaps there's more to the old than I have ever knew. Sally smiles to herself before heading off to begin preparations for this special evening, beginning with an invitation she will send to Colin's email. Let's make a real date of this tonight, she decides. And with that, she gets the best wine glasses out and goes into the garden to pick flowers to put in a vase on the table. If you have something you would like to share or a concern you would like addressed, please send it in and we will try and incorporate it into the future storylines. Tune in again for the next episode of Relationship Road.
Welcome to Relationship Road, where people live just like me and you, alone all together in all kinds of weather, and most of them are scared of this flu. What's going on over there? It's none of my business, I know, but I couldn't help but notice it looks like psychosis. The pressure's starting to show. What kind of neighbor am I? Am I doing my bit for the road? My parents are elderly, my children disorderly, the whole world is suddenly slow. What's going on over there? It's none of my business, I know, but I couldn't help but notice it looks like psychosis. The pressure's starting to show. And if you need me, let me know, and I will be the first to show. What's going on over there? It's none of my business, I know, but I couldn't help but notice it looks like psychosis. The pressure's starting to show. The future, well, nobody knows, but we'll do our best till then, I suppose. I've got my friends and my family, no place that I'd rather be. I'm learning to go with the flow. What's going on over there? It's none of my business, I know, but I couldn't help but notice it looks like psychosis. The pressure's starting to show. And if you need me, let me know, and I will be the first to show. What's going on over there? It's none of my business, I know, but I couldn't help but notice it looks like psychosis. Life on relationship road. What's going on over there? It's none of my business, I know, but I couldn't help but notice looks like psychosis. We live on relationship road.